So now we have this hot, hopped, boiling wort that's been clarified after whirlpooling it. We need to get that wort into the fermenter where we can add the yeast. Well, the yeast is a living organism like you or I, so you don't want to be thrown into a giant vat of boiling wort, and neither does it. So we need to cool it down. Because we're primarily a lager brewery, we need to cool it down quite a ways, 48 degrees Fahrenheit or so. So we need to run it through a heat exchanger, and we're also going to throw in some sterile oxygen to create a really nice, healthy environment for that yeast. Again, living organism like you and me needs oxygen to breathe. So let's show you how we do that. So that hot boiling wort is going through some piping, through a pump, and then it's pumped through a heat exchanger. The heat exchanger has about 50 different plates. Some are bigger, some are smaller. And those plates alternate between hot wort and cold water or chilled glycol. So what happens is that cold water or chilled glycol will remove the heat from the boiling wort, cool it down to 48 degrees. The water that's used to do so, and neither the water nor the glycol ever contact the wort itself. The water that is used to cool it down is recycled as it picks up the heat into the hot liquor tank, and that can be used for the next batch of beer we make or just for general cleaning, and the glycol just gets recirculated back into the glycol tank. So the wort is cooled down to 48 degrees for a nice healthy temperature for the yeast, but it also needs to breathe, just like you and I. So we stream in some sterile air. You can see this filter right here that we use to filter out all the wild yeast or bacteria that may be floating around in the air, goes through an aeration stone, and then is transferred over into the fermentation tank. You know, being a brewer is really kind of like being a glorified janitor. You're really wanting to keep things very clean. You don't want any of those uninvited guests coming to your fermentation. You only want the very specific yeast strain for that particular batch of beer.